She called me on a Tuesday morning crying, not because something terrible had happened, because she had forgotten her daughter's birthday, and her daughter lived with her. Her name was Margaret. She was 69 years old. She sat in my office in Austin, Texas, holding a tissue in both hands, and she said to me, "Dr. Jenkins, I'm scared. I'm scared of my own mind." I've been practicing integrative medicine for over 22 years. I've sat across from more than 3,000 patients dealing with memory concerns, brain fog, and that terrifying feeling of losing the sharpest version of themselves. And I want to tell you something I tell every single one of them. What you're experiencing is not just getting older. It is a signal. And signals can be answered. But here is what most people don't know. And this is what I need you to hear today. The window to act on that signal is not indefinite. Research from the University of California found that certain cognitive changes can accelerate significantly after age 65, not because of genetics, not because of destiny, but because of one specific brain mechanism that most doctors never talk about. A mechanism that, once you understand it, changes everything. I'm going to explain exactly what that mechanism is, and I'm going to share what I discovered after years of researching it. Something I now share with nearly every patient over 60 who walks through my door. So stay with me. This might be the most important thing you hear this year. Here is what I want you to understand about your brain right now. Deep inside your brain, there is a process happening every single night while you sleep. Scientists call it glymphatic clearance. I call it your brain's night shift. Your brain accumulates waste throughout the day, cellular debris, inflammatory proteins, toxic byproducts of normal brain activity. And while you sleep, specifically during deep sleep, your brain activates a remarkable drainage system. Cerebrospinal fluid flows through channels between your brain cells, flushing that waste out. Think of it like a cleaning crew that comes in after the building closes. Every night, without fail, except after 60, that cleaning crew starts showing up late, or leaving early, or skipping shifts altogether. A landmark study published in the journal Nature Aging found that glymphatic function declines measurably as we age. And when that drainage slows down, the waste stays. The inflammatory proteins accumulate. The mental fog thickens. The words that used to come quickly now hover just out of reach. The name you've said 1,000 times, suddenly gone. This is not weakness. This is biology. And it is biology you can work with. There are 3 things that directly support your brain's nightly cleaning process. And most people over 60 are unknowingly doing the opposite of all 3. The first is sleep position. Research from Stony Brook University found that sleeping on your side, specifically your right side, enhances glymphatic drainage compared to sleeping on your back or stomach. Most people don't know this. Your body position literally affects how efficiently your brain cleans itself overnight. If you've been waking up foggy no matter how many hours you slept, this might be exactly why. The second is evening hydration. Your glymphatic system requires adequate fluid to function. But here is the nuance most people miss. It is not just about drinking water. It is about when and what you drink in the 2 hours before bed. Caffeine after 2 p.m. constricts the very channels your brain uses to drain. Alcohol, even 1 glass of wine, significantly disrupts the deep sleep stages when glymphatic activity is highest. The evening hours are sacred time for your brain. Treat them that way. The third, and this is the one most doctors never mention, is thermal regulation. Your brain's cleaning system is most active when your core body temperature drops slightly in the early sleep hours. A cool room, a warm drink that gently lowers your alertness and signals to your body. It's safe to rest now. It's time to clean. And this brings me to something I want you to know about before you leave today, because I genuinely don't want you to walk away from this video without hearing this. If you found value in what I've shared so far, I want to pause and ask you to check the pinned comment below this video. I'll explain more in a moment, but please don't forget, it's there for a reason. Now, After years of researching the glymphatic system, after reading study after study, after working with patients like Margaret, who was sobbing in my office on a Tuesday morning, I became obsessed with one question. Was there a way to support all three of these mechanisms together in a single evening ritual? That obsession led me to a formula, a specific combination of botanicals and compounds that I spent years reviewing the clinical literature on. I didn't create it to sell something. I found it because my patients needed it, and when I started sharing it with them, what they reported back to me changed the way I think about evening brain care entirely. It's called the brain song. The name always makes people smile when I first say it, but when I explain what it represents, a formula designed to support your brain's own nightly rhythm, its own natural song of restoration, it starts to make a different kind of sense. I don't recommend supplements casually. I never have. But this one I share because what my patients have experienced is too meaningful to keep quiet about. The link is in the pinned comment below. Dorothy is 67, from Georgia. She came to me after 2 years of waking up exhausted no matter how long she slept. She told me she felt like she was thinking through wet cotton. She started the brain song as part of an evening ritual. Within a few weeks, she told me, "Dr. Jenkins, I woke up and my first thought was clear. Not foggy, just clear." She said she hadn't felt that way in years. Dorothy had resigned herself to the fog. She thought it was just who she was now. It wasn't. Carol is 71, from Arizona. Her concern was word retrieval. That awful moment when you know the word, you can feel it, but it won't come. She was embarrassed to speak in group settings because of it. She was pulling back from her book club, from her church group, from conversations she used to love. After several weeks with the brain song as part of her sleep routine, she told me the pauses were shorter. The words came back. She went back to her book club. She said, "I feel like myself again." Linda is 68, from Tennessee. She had been skeptical. She told me directly, "I've tried things before and nothing works." I appreciate that honesty. I told her, just support the system that's already there. Give your brain what it needs to do its job at night. She agreed to try. What she reported after about a month was that she was waking up earlier, naturally, and staying sharp through the afternoon in a way she hadn't in a long time. She called it getting my mornings back. Barbara is 74, from Virginia. Her daughter had been worried about her for over a year. Barbara was sharp, always had been. But the fog had been creeping in. She started the brain song and told me something I think about often. She said, "I don't feel like I'm fighting my brain anymore. It feels like we're on the same team." I think about Barbara's words a lot, because that's exactly what this is about. Not fighting your biology, working with it. Your brain wants to clean itself tonight. It wants to clear the debris from today. It wants to hand you a clear, capable mind tomorrow morning. It just needs the right conditions to do that. The sleep position, the evening hydration, the thermal signal that tells your body the day is done and the restoration can begin. And if you want to know exactly what I share with my patients to support all of that together, please go to the pinned comment below this video right now. Not the description, the pinned comment. I put it there, so it's the first thing you see. Margaret, the woman I told you about at the beginning, she came back to my office about 6 weeks after that tearful Tuesday. She sat down across from me, and she wasn't holding a tissue. She was smiling. She said, "I remembered everything this week. I even remembered my neighbor's new dog's name, which I never would have done before. It was a small thing, a dog's name. But she understood what it meant. It meant her brain's night shift was back on schedule. That is what I want for you. Not a dramatic transformation, just your brain doing its job the way it was designed to. Tonight, when you lie down, try the right side. Think about what you're drinking after 2 p.m. Keep your room cool. And if you want the full support that I share with my patients, it's in that pinned comment. Your mind is worth this. Your mornings are worth this. And you are not too late.